Good morning. I'm Jean Mooney, and I'm greatly honored to share these reflections from Livia. And I thank Eleanor for sharing her thoughts about her, because Livia has been an amazing presence and leader of our partner church committee. Okay, how's that? Is that better? Good. A reflection by Livia Rotz, Unfriendly Borders. 102 years ago, the Hungarian delegation to the Paris Peace Conference was forced to sign the Treaty of Trianon. The peacemakers, the United States, Great Britain, France, and Italy, concocted a toxic brew. Millions of ordinary people woke up to borders arbitrarily redrawn around them. This absurd treaty, as President Woodrow Wilson later called it, was never ratified by the United States. The unfriendly borders, as he called them, ignored 1,000 years of cultural affiliations and language and instantaneously produced millions of refugees who struggled for survival, even who today struggle. 66 years ago, the battle began in the early morning hours when Red Army tanks rolled in to crush the peaceful protests against single-party rule, vowing demilitarization and denazification. Thousands of people died and hundreds of thousands fled the conflict, decimating the tiny country of 10 million inhabitants. The actions stunned the West, and inaction on the part of the United States and its allies frustrated many. 6 weeks ago, the battle began in the early morning hours when the Russian army launched a special military operation, vowing demilitarization and denazification. Thousands of people died, and at least 4.5 million fled, decimating the medium-sized country of 40 million inhabitants. The actions stunned the West, and inaction on the part of the United States and its allies are frustrating many. These three stories from 102 years ago, 66 years ago, and 6 weeks ago sound startlingly similar. Of course, you recognize the last one as Ukraine, but perhaps not the other two. 66 years ago was in Budapest, Hungary, and is directly responsible for me standing in front of you today instead of living my life on the other side of the world. And 102 years ago was the reason why we have a partner church here. When the war started in Ukraine, it hit me in a visceral way, which surprised me. I was not there 66 years ago after all. I did not personally experience the starvation or the trauma of seeing my father shot the way my mother did, the beatings and sexual assault the way my grandmother did, the fear and the paranoia. I have a great life here in America, but I can't help reflecting on how its trajectory has been irrevocably changed, and now it's happening to another people again. The 102-year-old redrawing of the borders that stranded Hungarian Unitarians in Romania also stranded some of them in Ukraine. If anything, their experience has been even harsher than those of our friends. They are generally even poorer, and the discrimination they have faced as bad or worse. The desecration of their sacred sites more frequent, and no partner church program has ever successfully put in place to help. Knowing the suffering of their co-religionists in Ukraine, there is ample reason why our partners might not be so eager to jump in and help Ukrainians. And yet, in a testament to our shared values, they have set all of that aside. People are in trouble, they emailed me when I asked if they felt any ambivalence in the situation. When lives are in danger, we have to help. It is seldom the common people who are responsible for oppression and injustice anyway, said another teacher in the village. I encourage you to read her wonderful reflections in The Last Unitarian. My friend, who I'll call Andrew, a UU Transylvanian descent who lives in Massachusetts, quietly reached out to a few families, including our family, for minimal donations. He flew to Madrid, loaded up crates of bananas, medical supplies, canned goods, clothing, and chocolate, and drove to Ukraine in a van. His wife stayed behind with her two little daughters. He has updated us every day on his progress and has been rescuing an average of 30 people per day, many of them injured children. He reserves his his stash of Kinder chocolate eggs just for them, and revels in the transformation of their pained little faces by such a simple offering. He doesn't want any more help. He doesn't even want people to know his identity. I wonder if his little girls know that what a hero his dad is. While I have never had the personal courage shown by Andrew, I take comfort in the fact that through leading our 32-year-old partner church program, I can, together with you, help in a tiny way to offset some of the miscarriages of justice from 102 years ago. Many of you remember from past years, but some of you may not know at all, of one particular injustice, which is that Hungarian Unitarian villages in Transylvania have no high schools. Teaching is mandated to be Romanian only after 8th grade, so why bother building a school in a Hungarian village? Hungarian students who want to keep going to school must either commute many hours a day or live in a dorm. While the school itself is free, books, living expenses, commuting expenses cost about $300 a year. This is not a large sum for most of us here, but well beyond the means of most families there. The little extra help we provide opens up a whole world for these young people and helps lift them out of systemic oppression and poverty. As we have heard early in the service, it might even end up making a minister. If you would like to donate to the scholarship program, you can click on the link you received by email or find it under the April 3rd worship video, or you can send it to Janice with a note saying Partner Church Scholarship. You can also give it to anyone on the committee. Although there are many avenues set up to help Ukraine, including the UUSC, if you'd like to donate through our partners instead, you can get in touch, and we'll give you information how you can do that as well. In closing, I'd like to share the motto of the Unitarian Universalist Partner Church Council. The most radical thing we can do is to introduce people to one another. Thank you.